This is my review of Samurai Flamenco. Okay, so Ishihara immediately suspects that Masayoshi is Samurai Flamenco, which he is, but he's very adamant that he isn't, so he basically lies to her face and tells her otherwise. And she believes him on the grounds that he doesn't get himself involved in superhero antics anymore, or at all, which he agrees to, and then immediately tells Goto-san what happened while watching an action show at a local theme park, which Masayoshi points out he has memorized pretty much all the attack patterns for at each and every one because he's watched them for so long and knows exactly what's going to happen in each and every action scene ever because he's watched them all. But the problem is that Masayoshi realizes that he isn't exactly strong enough to be Samurai Flamenco and begins questioning whether or not he should have a weapon. But at this time, both Samurai Flamenco and Masayoshi have started to become more and more famous, and people are starting to recognize Masayoshi in public now, which is good. But some of his fans have suspected that he may, in fact, be Samurai Flamenco, which he is, but he lies about it and tells them no. And it's gotten to the point where Kono has basically posted a ad on his website for 100,000 yen to whoever can unmask Samurai Flamenco, which does come up later in the series quite a couple of times. But Samurai Flamenco, the problem is nobody knows his identity, and Masayoshi is very keen on keeping it in the dark until he's ready to actually reveal who Samurai Flamenco actually is under the mask. And asks Goto if he's actually going to sell him out, which Goto says that he isn't because not only is he a cop, but they're also friends, and he doesn't want to basically ruin Masayoshi's life by revealing Samurai Flamenco too early. So it got to the point where both Masayoshi and Kono go on the WoW show to discuss the topic of Samurai Flamenco, and the staff of the WoW show reveal that they in fact know who Samurai Flamenco is, which should be impossible because Masayoshi has basically kept his face hidden for that exact reason. And then it turns out nope, and then action star and actor Joji Konami walks out and basically takes credit for the whole thing. So now, and then he also greets Masayoshi as a fan and gives him an autograph. And Masayoshi, after this point, is a little bit torn as to how to handle this situation, as on the one hand, he knows that Joji Konami would be able to more fulfillingly fill the role of Samurai Flamenco, but on the other hand, he doesn't want to give it up. And yeah, Masayoshi is a little bit perturbed at the fact that he may have to give up the mantle of Samurai Flamenco if it means that he isn't able to uphold it. So, but realizing that he needs to actually fix things with Joji Konami and try and fix what's going on, and remembering that Red Axe was the first show that Konami ever actually aired in and starred in, decides to confront him using a DVD copy that he just so happens to own of Red Axe, specifically the episode where Red Axe confronts an evil version of himself to challenge Joji Konami for the title. Joji Konami obviously accepts because of pride reasons and goes and confronts Samurai Flamenco at the amusement park where Masayoshi first reviewed that he knows his knowledge of everything about action scenes. And Joji Konami points out that he believes that Masayoshi is the fake and that he hides his face because he doesn't want people to know who he is, and if he has any pride at all, he'll show his face. So Masayoshi reveals himself to Joji Konami, and Joji Konami immediately can't place his face or name and is kind of confused as to who he is. But then Masayoshi reminds him, and then it sinks in, and Masayoshi and Joji realize that only one of them can be Samurai Flamenco, and Joji claims that it should be him because not only is he the guy to do it because he is an action hero and he's also already famous, so making Samurai Flamenco a famous person wouldn't be that hard. But he does eventually help in that, but not in the way you're expecting. And the two decide to fight over it, which Joji Kanami easily wins hands down and confronts and tells Samurai Flamenco that he isn't exactly the strongest person he's ever met, which Masayoshi agrees, pointing out that he really doesn't need Koji to point that out. So but then he reveals the reason why he challenged Konami in the first place, which is that he wants to save both characters so that they don't become ruined by Konami's influence. He reminds Konami that he is Red Axe and points out that he is Samurai Flamenco and that Konami shouldn't own the two because it'll get confusing. And Konami breaks down in tears, actually, revealing that that was apparently his entire plan to get Samurai Flamenco to come out in the open and stake claim of his title, which Goto doesn't really buy all that much and points out to Masayoshi. And meanwhile, as everybody is doing that, everybody's trying to figure out where Joji Kanami actually is. And that's when Joji Kanami finally makes an appearance on TV, clearing everything up, revealing that he is actually mentoring Samurai Flamenco, and that Samurai Flamenco's identity is still a mystery. And Masayoshi realizing that he needs to keep up appearances, but while also at the same time showing up at the agency so that Ishihara doesn't suspect something, actually passes the costume off to Goto, who is now dressed up head to toe in the Samurai Flamenco costume. Although this does come with the drawback, as it's revealed that Maya, who has been watching this entire thing play out on TV, at least for the most part, the one side of things where Joji Kanami isn't showing up at all and nobody knows what's happening, she realizes that it actually isn't Samurai Flamenco in the costume. It should be noted that she does indeed know, or at the very least suspect, that Masayoshi is Samurai Flamenco, and she does figure it out pretty quickly, and it does come into play in the next episode. But she does strongly believe, or possibly knows, that Masayoshi is Samurai Flamenco at this point. So she points that out in a one little sentence. And that should pretty much tell you that, yeah, she does suspect that Masayoshi is Samurai Flamenco and is going to confront him about it at some point. So, this episode, as a whole, just establishes Joji Kanami as Samurai Flamenco's mentor. And he does help Samurai Flamenco become the more physically adept superhero that he would eventually become later in the series. So, and while Joji Kanami is revealed to travel around a lot during the series run, Thunder, he does do his best to train Masayoshi in hand-to-hand combat so that he can actually hold up his mantle as Samurai Flamenco and also actually have some physical prowess so that he can actually defend himself if he needs to. So Joji Kanami is now Samurai Flamenco's mentor and is helping him become the hero he wants to be now. So that's going to come into play for quite a while, and eventually Masayoshi does become the hand-to-hand combatant that Joji is. So Joji is definitely passing on his skills to Masayoshi. So Masayoshi will eventually become the hero that he's trying to become without needing a weapon. Although he does get weapons, kind of, sort of, later in the story. Kind of, sort of. You'll see what I mean when I actually review the episode, but it's different. It'll make sense when I actually review the episode. But if you guys did see this episode of Samurai Flamenco and did like my opinions on it, then what did you guys think? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord server, link in the description. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it really helps me out, so I would definitely appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace! I picked a good room. I picked a good room for this, because these things are annoying to fight. Because they constantly split up. They constantly split up, and they make more enemies of themselves.